Brian is the boss and he loves those movies. He's got a collection that rivals Prince Louis. Whether horror, western, or kung fu, Mr. Crisco has an epic collection for you. Brian streams late in the dark of the night, surrounded by friends and strangers bold and bright. Above the moon shines with a ghoulish glow, reflecting fast cuts at fade, transitioning what we know. Brian's movie nights, best get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew. Brian brings out the best of Western film, and his thoughts smolder like a kiln as he reflects the future and the past, of which of this art will hold and last. Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Let's get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew. Brian brings out the best of Western film, and his thoughts smolder like a kiln as he reflects the future and the past, of which of this art will hold and last. Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Let's get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew. Now there's just one thing I want to know: how Brian's neighbors feel. Oh, do they think his house is like the one in the burbs? Oh, what a fright! Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Let's get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew.
But Brian, who are those two? Are those your daughters? If someone would be concerned because they look like vampires, and watch for Ed and Emma, think they will try to hire a Shinto ninja assassin gunman grenadier with a hacksaw grenade launcher for the birthday slider beam on LRJ's ethical show.
What's up, everybody? Well, nobody's streaming tonight, so I figured, fuck it, why don't I stream? What's going on? Hey, I hope you're all having a good night. Oh, man. The Barker man hooked me up with that shit. He's hooking me up with a lot of shit lately. Oh, God. He gave me riblets. Well, yeah, no, that's a very inside joke. Anyway, thought I'd go live just for no reason in particular other than to mourn the passing of the legend, the icon, Captain KRONOS vampire hunter himself, Horst Jansen, has passed away. Now, who the hell is Horst Jansen? If you have to ask that question, if I say Captain KRONOS vampire hunter and you're good, then we're good. But if you're just like, who the fuck was that? Then fuck you. Fuck you for not being a Captain KRONOS Vampire Hunter fan. Captain KRONOS Vampire Hunter, in case you did not know, is the best. Well, I can't say it's the best. It's my favorite out of the Hammer horror film cycle. The Hammer horror movies, of course, people are like, Hammer? Honest to God, man, I can't tell you how many times I've talked about Hammer movies to people, and they're like, MC Hammer? Like, no, motherfucker. Talking about Hammer Studios, which was a British film studio from the late 50s that into the early 70s made almost nothing but gothic horror movies, and they were fucking awesome. These were like the first horror movies that were made in color. When color became standard, people thought that that was the end of the horror movie as a genre. It was so associated with black and white. It was so associated with the use of light and shadow that people couldn't imagine a horror movie in color. What? So they were like, yeah, buy horror movies. Can't have them in color. Hammer was the studio that made a Dracula movie with red blood. The very first Hammer Dracula movie, you see, it was released here as Horror of Dracula, but it was just called, it's really just called Dracula. And its original version was just called Dracula. Here it was released as Horror of Dracula. And they actually had to lease Dracula from Universal Studios for some strange reason. I guess I don't know if the character was public domain at the time or not. But anyway, that's besides the point. Gave you a nice shot of Dracula's tomb. Les Baxter's bombastic. Dun, dun, dun. People say that actually that basically the music is saying Dracula. Dracula. Right? And a shot of Dracula's tomb, a close-up of his name on the tomb, and then bright red blood's going drip, 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 and that was it. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. You can make the blood red. It doesn't have to be fucking Hershey's chocolate syrup as the blood. But anyway, let me throw another screen on here, because you really don't need to be looking at this face. I looked so much cooler when I had hair. I did actually fuck around and try and put on some filters, since they have that feature now. And I want a filter that gives me hair. If I could possibly get that, in my lifetime, I'd be very, very grateful. Let me bring up this screen where I can show you the story of no, don't want to share that. Oh, I get deep shit if I shared that. Hold on a sec. Let me close a bunch of shit, because I don't want my fucking, I don't want my Discord groups to be exposed. All my gay ops. All my anti-gay ops, fucking Discord groups. Because them gay ops is going on. Let me load this into another browser. Maybe that will make this a little less painful for me. But Horst Jansen was the star, played the lead character in what I think is the best. Right, it's not the best. It's my favorite of the Hammer movies, and I'm all about the Hammer movies. Those movies are just something very precious to me. I think maybe it's because I discovered them when I was a child, and there's something about the stuff that you fall in love with when you're a little kid that just, I don't know, it stays with you for the rest of your life. And so they have a sentimental value for me that they may not have for others. Why am I still having trouble? Hold on a sec. All right, fuck this. I'm boomering over here. Like boomering bad. Boomering very bad. It's not good. Yeah, and all my lefty friends, man, still losing their fucking minds. It is really, really, really disturbing. I thought maybe they would be a little more chill this time around, but they're not being chill. They're not being chill at all. And it is disappointing, because you tell them, don't be scared. Everything's going to be all right. And they're like, no, fuck you. Don't even fucking tell me not to be fucking scared. And they jump down your throat, and they fucks with you. Hey, K-pop, what's going on? Caroline Munro. Okay, look. This fucking pisses me off. Check this out. I'm the Captain KRONOS super fan. I have the original lobby cards from the theatrical release of Captain KRONOS Vampire Hunter, which was very small. These are numbered, so this is set 74 out of 177 screens. So this movie was released in 177 theaters. I don't know if that was global or if that was just in England. But this movie actually really just kind of got dumped by Hammer. They didn't give it a proper release. But yeah, check this out. This fucks me up, okay? So we got a nice... Okay, whoever it was that chose these particular pictures for this lobby card set was gay. I have nothing against gay people. I'm just saying, okay? And I get it. You know, Klaus was a fucking good-looking dude, right? Obviously very German. You know, he had the blonde hair and the blue eyes and everything, and those sharp kind of aquiline features. But man, he sold that part in a wonderful way, and this was supposed to be the first in a series. But anyway, what do we get? We get, of course, one of the swashbuckling sword fight scene that makes up the movie's climax, which is fucking amazing, because this was like a hybrid movie. This was Hammer had already fucked with hybrids. They did the Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires is the real title. Because here it was released, I think, as the Seven Brothers versus Dracula. But yeah, no, it was Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. And Shaw Brothers was making kung fu movies, those were getting popular in the West. And then the Hammer movies were huge in Asia, so they were like, well, fuck it, why don't we make like a kung fu vampire movie? And they did. And unfortunately, it's good, but it's not great because the fight scenes are really whack, right? But okay, so we get to another lobby card. Classic, iconic fucking pose. This is where KRONOS goes to the cemetery to get the iron for Grost, his hunchback assistant, to make a special iron sword that will defeat the vampire, because the vampire in Captain KRONOS is unlike any vampire that KRONOS or anybody has ever met before, because we're told in this universe that the vampires are of a wide variety. That there's many different like species of vampire as there are species of, I don't know, fish or birds or something. And this is and certain vampires can only be killed in a very certain way. And this is a vampire that doesn't drink blood. It drinks time. It's really cool, because it was Brian Clemens that actually came up with this was the only film that he wrote, and also his first and only film as a director, right? So there we have the rest of the cast. Where's Caroline? Hello, Caroline. Where you at, babes? I'm telling you, whoever, and I've got the rest of the lobby cards. They're all over my crib, and not a single one of them has fucking Caroline Munro, and she is smoking fucking hot in this movie. Smoking fucking hot. Foxy. Yeah. There's not a lot of women that I meet that I would describe as foxy. She was fucking foxy. Let me see if I can bring up a pic, because now there's like the Captain KRONOS 4K set that just came out, and I'm pissed off because I don't have a 4K player and I don't have a 4K TV. And I could afford one, but I don't need one. I'm trying to not buy shit that I don't need right now. Let me see. Yeah, such a good movie. Yeah, it is. Yo, what's up? What's going on, Matt? Hey, look, if you want me to send you the link. Oh, you know what? I'll drop the link here, because I don't think anybody else is probably gonna be hopping on, but I could be wrong. But Matt's fucking Twitter account got hacked. That shit ain't right. So he's having a big old pain in the ass. Big old pain in the ass right now. Yeah, dude, I'm just kind of fucking boomering it right now. Let me try and share my screen again. There we go. All right, there we fucking go. There's my boy. And motherfucker, man, he was, 89 years old. Now look at this. This is from the Winnetou TV series, like a new Winnetou series. The Winnetou series are Winnetou is like a big German thing. The novels of Karl May were westerns, and they were incredibly popular in Germany because they were westerns that were written by and for Germans. And these novels were really popular and became a popular series of movies. And for some reason, the Germans, they're fascinated with the Native Americans. They even like LARP as Native Americans. It's here, oh my God, cultural appropriation. But I'm telling you, it's just, I know, look, my people can be a little goofy. I know people think Germans are sinister because you always, whenever you see a German in a movie, they're always like goose stepping. you don't see any regular Germans in movies and TV. You just see the Yahtzees, right? And they're always barking and shit. But yeah, this is fucking crazy. He was shooting or still doing a Winnetou TV series playing the character Old Shatterhand, right? So he's like the white dude that's down with the Native Americans, that the Native American characters can trust. And Winnetou is, the title character is a Native American character. But it was Lex Baxter, I think, that originally played him in the old classic Winnetou movies from like the 50s and the 60s. I know that the character played Winnetou. I know that dude played that character well into his old age. But anyway, I guess this must be like the new shit. And the dude fucking like 89? Like, are you fucking motherfucker? It's just like you're born looking super good looking, and then you look like that when you're in your fucking 80s? I mean, dude was a G-DILF. I mean, I'm sorry. If you're a chick and you're in your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, and you're coming home, that's coming home to you every day, you would be psyched. What's up, Matt? What's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, sorry about KRONOS, man. Sorry to hear about that.
Oh,
I seen your stream. You're about to stream. And I was like, what the fuck? KRONOS is dead? And then I went and checked, and sure enough, what was like a few hours ago, right?
Fuck. Yeah, man. But yeah, K-pop was just talking about Caroline Monroe, and I was just all talking about how I was all butthurt because like I've got like this awesome set of lobby cards, and she's in one of them, but it's like it's not even a good shot of her. And I'm just like, whoever made these is gay, and that's not a slight against gay people. It's just I'm just saying, because fucking Caroline Monroe, when she shot this, was a fucking smoke show.
I gotta watch that movie again. I want to get that. What is it? The Vinegar Syndrome that has the new one coming out. It's on pre-order.
I think it's here. Let me close the screen. And
sorry, I'm on my phone right now. I'm drawing right now.
Dude, you sound great.
Trying to finish this page, man. I should have been done with it 3 days ago, but fucking my account got hacked yesterday. And
I know. Sorry about that, bro. Sorry about that.
It happens, the guy caught me like on the way to work, and I thought it was one of our friends in the network that needed help, and I didn't all the obvious shit that I would normally pick up, I didn't really think about it.
Because you weren't,
Caught me off guard.
Don't feel bad. That's how confidence men work. It's kind of like, this is like the closest thing I can think of it. The thing that immediately comes to mind is like whenever I would get on like a new psych med, I'd be like, at a rule, don't make any decisions for 2 weeks.
Right. Because it would take me for those 2 weeks. That's what it would normally take for me, right? It'd be like, because you're fucking with your brain chemistry, and I was just like,
I might not be in like my completely like my judgment might be a little bit off. And nearly got scammed myself by like a cell phone company or some shit like that.
Fuck.
So don't feel bad. You know,
I've got almost scammed a bunch of times too. I'm usually really like, and you know what was funny? The whole time my stomach was like, my gut was like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? And the moment, it was like, it asked me something. It's like, well, why don't you just do that? And I'm like, whoa, this guy's really getting pushy. And I'm like, nah, he must be on hard times, you know? Because he was like, I'm out $500. And I'm like, oh fuck, dude. All right, well, I'll do what I can, brother. You know? And
give me your credit card number, bro.
Credit card. That bitch blocked me on Twitter too. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, he's got my account, and he's just fucking. I'm trying to like let everybody know, dude. Like, you know, don't talk to me but now it's starting to spread. Like, you know, a lot of people are spreading it. So whenever it pops up, and I luckily see it, and saying, yeah, this is the guy that jacked my shit. You know?
Yeah.
Then I start retweeting it, and
suckers got to knows. Suckers got to know.
But some people, like clients that I had, they don't follow me, so I can't talk to, like, I can't DM them. You know what I mean? I can't even let them know, really.
Right. That sucks. So yeah, this is from like the official hammerfilms.com website. And let's see.
Oh, it's Hammer that's doing it. That's right. Dude,
look at this. Oh, fuck me. Oh.
Yeah, I want to get that. That's a pretty good price.
I'm putting it out of my pants.
It's everything, huh? It's Blu-ray and everything, huh?
Look at all this shit.
My dad would love that. I'd be like, look at this, Dad. And he'd be like, oh, Captain KRONOS. Okay, yeah, I remember that. Like,
he was a fan?
He was the one that got me into it. Because my dad used to tape everything off TV and show it to me, because back then the cool thing about edited for television is, you know, you could watch it, your kids could watch it, because it would take all the good shit out of it, right? But as a kid, stuff's dope. You know what I mean? Like, even edited, you're like, whoa, you know? And then you go back when you're older and you're like, wow, okay.
Right. And although the Hammer movies, when they were released in England, although they were always released with X certificates, they were fairly PG. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like you really, because also it's like you didn't have like extreme gore, but you had a lot of blood. You didn't have any nudity, but you had a ton of fucking cleavage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were perfect for young boys. They were perfect for young boys.
I remember just like watching this, like I felt like it was like on a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, and you know, I was like gonna go outside and play, and he's like, check this out, and I'm like, yeah, fuck that, I ain't going outside. I just remember staying home and like watching it. I must have been like 10 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
I was young.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, you know what? I think I was about that age when I saw it too, because, or maybe I was even a couple of years older, because I do remember that this was not one of the ones that they showed on heavy rotation on TV. That is to say, it wasn't like the Christopher Lee Dracula movies or the Peter Cushing Frankenstein movies, right? Like they showed those in heavy rotation.
It's a sign, bro. Got to get the Puritanian done like as soon as possible. Not rush it, but it feels like there's a lot of signs for like that type of thing that needs to happen. You know, I've been reading Solomon Kane too, like the last three nights, but I keep crashing out.
Oh hell yeah!
I try to like. Did
you get to that? Oh no, yeah, no, I'm sorry. Can't stop fucking yapping. Did you get to the scene yet where he runs when he's in Africa and he runs into the Arab slavers?
Not yet. No, I read the cleavage, the cleaving skull or something like that, or it's the one where he goes the short one, you know. And I kept passing out, so I had to keep rereading it, like especially the ending, because there's like the whole like double crossed and backstabbery shit going on. I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
Well, another good thing to have is the comic book adaptations. Like you can get those in like a single volume.
Dude, I love that.
It was like in the God, what were the remember they were like Marvel was coming out with these economy comics. They were like black and white reprints on like newsprint.
No, that would be awesome. No, I'd love to have that.
Oh shit! Hold on a second, because I've got like a cult collection like that. That's the shit.
That's cool. Yeah, I'd love to get the Solomon Kane stuff.
Just leaving you to fucking hang out. Hey baby. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like I don't have the Solomon Kane one handy, but these. You never seen these? Yeah, these were the. Yeah, Dark Horse put these out. These were the shit, dude.
No, man. Wow. Good old Dark Horse, right? Coming through like in the early aughts and late 90s.
Oh, like a motherfucker.
I remember my brother had like the Carrie Nord and, you know, the Conan from Dark Horse, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I had the first couple issues and then he just kind of started buying them. He still has them too. And talked to him in 10 years and he still has all the same shit. He's like me. We don't throw nothing away.
That's awesome. Get this shit. John Severin.
Ah, love that, man. Love the black and whites.
Thulsa Doom.
It's just so
Cull
So
and
cool.
fucking Brule just regulating on some fucking snake men. That's the
Something
dope
of-
shit. That's the dope shit right here, man. And what's great is you know they did these for comics that were in color, but here most of these stories were backup stories in Savage Sword of Conan.
that would have been so cool.
It's like black and white art where you can tell, yeah, this was meant to be black and white.
See, I like the like new Savage Sword of Conan, but every now and then there's like some like there'll be like some random fuckery, like every other like with Savage Sword, like there'll be like a random like it's not perfect, is what I'm saying. Like they're pretty seamless, dude. You know, like you can't really go wrong with any of that shit because they had no choice back then. They didn't have digital, you know.
Yep.
So now, like every now and then, you're gonna get a digital thing or 3D assets or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
This shit's handmade. It's
Exactly.
handmade.
That's what I'm like,
there's
kind of
always
really.
going to be some people that are going to make their shit handmade, and there's always going to be an audience for people that want their shit handmade.
That's kind of what I want to start pushing, like on my new content, man. It's basically like handmade comics, you know, indie stuff, old school indie stuff, old school like black and white Savage Sword
Artisanal
Conan.
art.
In a way, dude. In a way, yeah. But I don't want to be like a digital snob. I'm definitely an AI snob, but I don't want to be the digi snob either, though, you know.
No,
But I don't do digital.
Well, dude, digital art is totally legit. You could be like, well, maybe, you know, maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for me. I don't care as long as I don't notice that it's digital.
Exactly.
Right? Because otherwise, the way I see it, it's just another tool, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Dillard can do fucking incredible paintings, right?
Oh yeah.
If you've ever seen like his paint work, Dillard's fucking amazing. But
He's traditional, like just like
Right.
he's like Preston and like where he could do it all, you know.
yes, and then
Renaissance guy.
right? And then for the Six Gun Gorilla cover he did for me, he did that digital. That's cool.
Right.
It's beautiful.
It looks great.
Right? But yeah, no, he's like you know.
Some people can make it look real though, dude. Like they're really like they have the right brushes, all that stuff, you know.
Lunar New Year. I didn't know that it was the Lunar New Year.
Oh, happy. I guess this year is like the year of the enemy for me. I don't know if it's like my astrological thing or something.
The year of the enemy? What, people fucking with you?
Yeah, or having an enemy. I'm like, well, my only enemy is AI.
Yeah,
I guess they have a oh sorry.
No, I was just thinking of a line that is in a kung fu movie, Magnificent Butcher, with Sammo Hung. In that, he is like the servant or a student of Wang Fei Hung. Wang Fei Hung was a character that appeared in like a billion, literally like 100 Chinese kung fu movies. And there was this one actor who played him well into like old age, right? So Wang Fei Hung was a real person. He was kind of like the Chinese Wyatt Earp, right?
Mm.
In other words, he was a guy who was a real person, but he was a legend in his own lifetime. And and when Jet Li made Once Upon a Time in China with Choi Hark, that was released in China as Wong Fei Hung 100, as in the 100th Wong Fei Hung movie.
That's one.
Anyway, so like a really important figure in Chinese culture. And there's just a great scene where like this evil teacher is like fucking with him, trying to fuck with him, right? He's like doing calligraphy, and the guy's like knocking out, he's like trying to fuck him up. He's trying to get him to fuck up. And so they're doing like kung fu, but they're not fighting. He's just trying to fuck up his calligraphy. And what he finally writes is a righteous man has no enemies.
It's true that.
That's how I try to live. I mean, look, there's people who I think are douchebags. There's people who I think are evil. There's people who I think are duplicitous. But am I going to go out of my way to fuck with them? No.
No, I don't do that either, man.
They can stay over there. And will I talk shit about them? Yeah, sometimes. I could be a little bit of an asshat sometimes too. I'm not fucking innocent by any stretch of the imagination. All I know is that actively hating on anybody is just going to fucking suck the life out of you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just brings on negativity, attracts negativity. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's like anger can be useful. You can harness the energy of that shit to do like righteous deeds. But fucking hate, nah, that shit's just fucking spiritual poison. Let me blow this up. Let me know if you get sound here. Let me check this out.
Yeah, I got sound.
Got sound. Okay, all right. All right. Oh man, look at the fucking picture on this. Oh, I gotta get fucking 4D. I'm sorry, 4K. See ya!
Who is he? Your master? The K stands for KRONOS.
Captain KRONOS. And he's not my master.
Oh, Carolyn Monroe. Let's back that up a little bit right there.
Definitely my favorite Hammer. Definitely my favorite Hammer movie. Like I always preach about it. This is always my favorite. First one I watched.
Oh man! What a way to get introduced to Hammer movies. Because this is such
it feels like it was.
Like this is
it was
like
this
it's
in
so
Dracula.
atypical. Well, this is. It's like I said, they never had this on heavy rotation. They also never had Vampire Circus on.
That
heavy
was
rotation.
pretty trippy.
Oh, amazing! Awesome.
There's so many like I always forget. It's like, dude, you have like there's hundreds of Hammer movies I haven't seen. Like why aren't you watching Hammer right now? That's like that should be a T-shirt. Like why aren't you watching Hammer right now, fool? Like you always want to watch a movie. Like just go watch some Hammer, bro. And I usually end up just watching Christopher Lee, but not. Christopher Lee Dracula. I'm not watching all of his other stuff like Frankenstein and Mummy. I always forget.
Dude, the fucking the Mummy movie that he did with Peter Cushing, that's amazing. Like that's like that's better than the original Universal Mummy movie, because the original Universal Mummy movie was really just kind of like a shittier version of Dracula.
Snooze fest too.
right. So you want like the ones that are good are the sequels. Those are the ones that have Karis, who's the mummy that we think of that's wrapped up in the rotting cerements and shit. Fucking there's a scene in that where Christopher Lee comes crashing through these French doors, and he legit dislocated his shoulder, and it's in the movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
To check that out.
It's the room in the village.
What's wrong? I thought I saw someone over there.
Yes. And Brian Clemens, for anybody who doesn't know who the fuck Brian Clemens is, shame on you. He was the guy who was the creator of The Avengers. The Avengers was a British TV series. I remember as a little kid too. I was fucking big fucking mad when I looked in the TV guide and it said The Avengers. And I thought, oh, awesome! Like this is going to be like the comic book Avengers. And
Thor and Hulk and stuff.
Well, instead it was about these funky British people.
Yeah, like
Except-
the movie.
But then Steed and Mrs. Peel are fucking awesome, and that TV series is fucking awesome.
It's pretty good. Have you
fucking
seen the documentary about Brian Clemens? You haven't seen it? I don't know if it's going to be on this or what, but I watched a big ad for it about a month ago.
On this, I think.
Yeah. It has his family in there, and they have his typewriter in a room that he worked in, and they're just like, he was just writing stuff all the time. Like he died with so many unfinished projects, and he always had like ideas, I guess. Like, dude, I didn't know.
Dude, this is the thing that fucks me up. This to me is the holy grail of horror. Would be if somebody could uncover the treatments that he wrote for the sequels, because this was meant to be a series of movies.
Yeah, to me this reads like trilogy, you know.
Oh, it was going to be a new franchise. They were going to make like 5, 6, 7 of these movies, and he sat down and he wrote a 1-page synopsis for each of the movies. Isn't that? And because I remember reading an interview with him, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know where those are, though." And I was like,
It's like the one movie for me. It's like that's like the one thing.
How fun would it be to, first of all, because he was going to have KRONOS fighting all kinds of fucking shit. It wasn't just going to be vampire hunters. He was going to be fighting mummies, werewolves. It was going to be like a different monster for each movie, and he was also going to travel in time. Hence the name.
That's KRONOS.
KRONOS.
Girls, Inspector, they were not trained of blood, but of youth, of life itself. What he doesn't know about vampirism wouldn't fill Lee's copies.
What he doesn't know about vampirism would fill Flea's codpiece.
His copies. Vampirism wouldn't fill Lee's copies. There are as many species of vampires as there are beasts of prey.
Oh, god damn.
This thing attacks to sustain life. Youth. That's what we'll be seeking.
Yeah, and the sword fights in this movie are awesome. There's not a lot of them, but they were choreographed by Bob Anderson. Bob Anderson was
the man.
The man. You know who? So you know who Bob Anderson is?
Yeah, he's done so many movies. Like just recently, like Princess Bride. I was thinking about that one.
Princess Bride, the Adventures of Robin Hood. Like that's how far back that this guy went. And Carl Urban was the Lord of the Rings movies. Like
that's what it was.
Yeah,
who's in there? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Carl Urban said that they were shooting this big scene, and this guy comes up to him. He said this old guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, here, let me show you how to swing this thing without hurting yourself or hurting anybody else." Right? And just gave him a couple of quick pointers, right? Because if you notice, that's one of the things that the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies are really lacking in are the action sequences are kind of disappointing and could have been way, way better, I think. But they did have it there. And so, they didn't have a lot of time to do choreography. For this, they had time to do choreography. And the sword fight, especially at the climax of the movie, is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's the coolest part.
Now you see, that's a fucking legit move right there. That's one of the things I also love in this picture is there's authenticity to the sword fights. Like here, you see him doing what's known as half swording, which is where you grab the blade, right? Like flips the sword around in his hands, he grabs the blade, and strikes with the pommel.
Yeah, puts it to use. Uses the whole sword.
Yeah, use it exactly because European swords, unlike Asian swords, the whole sword is a weapon. Word up, Info Freak, Letterboxd. Word up. But it's its reputation is increasing, but I'm like happy to see this is finally getting the love that it deserves.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are talking about it now. So I remember me and you have been talking about it since I met you, pretty much. I started doing the show.
Yeah,
Captain KRONOS, you know.
Yeah, I'm a fucking freak. I'm a freak for this movie. Dude, are you playing your fucking stereo in the background?
No,
Fucking bastard. Sorry. Oh yeah, Caroline, my sugar honey baby pie. That's my waifu right there. Ian Hendry. This motherfucker right here, funny story about him was that Brian Clemens really wanted to use him for this movie because he was a very good actor, right? Problem is that he was an incorrigible fucking drunk. I mean, look, it was a thing back then that these dudes would be fucking, heavy drinkers, but he was like a drunk to the point where, like, at least even Oliver Reed wouldn't be drunk on the set, right? He would be sober all fucking day, and then he would just go completely fucking berserk. So Brian Clemens just told him, he was like, Ian, I want to use you, bro. Like, I really do. I want to use you for this movie, but you got to promise me that you're going to stay off the fucking sauce, that you're not going to drink. Like, well, at least like while we're shooting, right? And so Ian Hendry tells him, absolutely, you got it, I promise, right? Shake hands, everything. And then the first day of fucking shooting, Clemens comes in and he sees this motherfucker sitting in the makeup chair with a pint of fucking lager in his fucking hands. He's drinking a fucking beer. And
a pint.
And a pint, right? He's having a pint for breakfast, like for breakfast. And Brian Clemens comes in and says, "Dude, like, man, Ian, you told me like you were gonna like lay up the sauce that you weren't gonna drink." And he just looked at him and said, like, completely without a hint of irony, like he absolutely believed it in his heart. He was like, "This isn't drinking. This is lager.
Yeah, this is lunch.
It's just a beer." That's how much of a fucking drunk this dude was. But he only has a small part in this movie, but it's incredibly memorable.
Yeah, it's impactful. It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Fight for your black hearts. The only man feared by the living dead.
What do they say? The most underrated Hammer movie of all time. I think that was like part of the marketing on this commercial, something like that.
Yeah. And like I said, it's awesome that now it's getting the it is getting the love that it so richly deserves.
Due propers.
Yeah, it's getting its propers. So that's a cool thing. But yeah, so I'm like, oh man, they got merch. Oh yeah, that's right, dude. Look at this.
Damn, I want that shirt, man.
Yeah, you can order the Blu-ray for Dr. Jekyll.
I want the Captain KRONOS shirt on the previous page. That was
all right.
Good on
now,
Eddie Izzard.
That was the fucking shit. Now watch this shit right here. Because since we just happened to be here.
What will be choice? How?
So I think that when they made this, I think Eddie Izzard was playing Dr. Jekyll as a woman, because there's like a real clumsy moment in the opening credits that describes the character as trans, but it's never mentioned in the movie. So you know, right off the bat, I'm just like, look, if you want to cast a guy as a woman, I don't have a fucking problem with that, right? Because it's been done in movies before, and to often hilarious fucking effect, you know? Like Terrence, I remember somebody saying that, remember they made like what's it, 100 Dalmatians?
Yeah.
Right? Cruella DeVille? Like somebody was suggesting that Terrence Stamp should have played Cruella DeVille, and I was just like, that would have been fucking genius casting. So casting Eddie Izzard as a woman, that actually bothers me less than the fact that they just made the character trans after the fact. But that's actually not what's wrong with this movie. A refreshing throwback that here's bullshit. Yeah, that's the thing that's interesting is Brian Clemens made 2 movies for Hammer. One of them was Captain KRONOS, which he wrote and directed. The other one was Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's good. It's great, actually.
Macaulay, they still haven't made another movie since this one, huh? For the whole relaunch?
Not yet. I'm hoping that, like I said, to me, if fucking Eggers has got his shit going, right?
Yeah.
And then, what's his face? Guillermo's gonna have his shit going. Then, you know, it's like you're gonna have like these multiple versions of like the Universal monsters, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be cool. Like a lot of people like
maybe one of them will get it right.
A lot of people like Nosferatu, and then a lot of people like kind of didn't, you know. But there's so many people that liked it. And so
it was a huge hit.
It was a huge hit, yeah.
And this is a thing, also a critical success. So it was a hit with the critics and audiences.
For
and
Oscar
like, you know, and everybody's saying, you know, Lily Rose Depp should get a Oscar nod for her performance, which I totally fucking agree with. And she's fantastic in that.
Yeah, she didn't get it though, but they have they got 4. It did get 4 Oscar nominations.
Oh, did she get a nomination?
No, it's all has to do with like wardrobe, shit like that. In fact,
horror. Yeah, so it's gonna get technical awards. It's gonna get technical awards from the Academy.
Yeah, get the same bullshit that fucking Bram Stoker's got won 4 awards for the same bullshit, you know. Which it should, but I mean, the acting with Gary Oldman in there, I thought.
Well, I mean, to me, the greatest sin, of course, is fucking Toni Collette. Now I'm getting this weird feedback
from me.
It's like, yeah, it's like every time I speak, it's like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, what up, Paul? I said Eddie Izzard been a lady dude forever. Yeah. Well, I mean, what he always used to say, I think now he says he's trans, whereas before he said that he was a transvestite. And I know, this shit's confusing, but supposedly transvestites are guys like Ed Wood, right?
Yeah, they just dress up like chicks.
They're straight.
Yeah. They
don't identify as women, but for some reason, dressing in women's clothing soothes their anxiety.
That's weird.
Yeah. No, it is, and it's the sort of thing where I'm just like, nobody asks for that, right? Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like nobody fucking asks for that. Have some fucking compassion.
Maybe it's just now though they feel happy.
Yeah, it's like whatever, right? But what's his face? Fucking Ed Wood. I think I told you about this. He was at the Normandy invasion. Did you know that? He stormed the fucking beaches of Normandy on D-Day.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was thinking, like, he was like praying to God. He was just like, God, please, if I get hit, let me die. Don't let me get wounded. Don't let me get wounded, please, because that means that they're gonna, fucking, medics are gonna come. They're gonna take me to the hospital. They're gonna take my pants off, and they're gonna see I'm wearing pants. He stormed the beaches of Normandy wearing women's underwear.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
And he actually did end up getting wounded, but what happened was he got a German rifle butt in the face and knocked all his teeth out.
Oh.
Yeah, like he could have gotten killed. Evidently, the guy that hit him was boom. It was like, stay down. You know, in German, especially, you'd be like, oh, okay. But you know, that's why there's that scene in Ed Wood where he pops his dentures out.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because he would do that at parties.
They probably, I don't know. Maybe they're just kind of like I don't know, come out now a little bit or something. Let me see if I can fix the feedback.
You fucking bastard. I'm just live streaming. Just to be live streaming. And you show up and you fuck all my shit up. How could you? How could you? You hurt me. Oh yeah, check this out. This is they came out with this a while ago. See, that's the thing about Hammer. Hammer keeps trying to rise from the dead and just can't make it out of the coffin. It can't make it. There have been numerous attempts to bring Hammer back from the dead, and this was. Let me see. Let me turn on my fucking satellite. Ah, shit! That fucking shit's bright. Let me see.
Is that better or no?
Oh yeah. Thanks, bro.
That sounds better.
Yeah, way. Thanks, bro. Yeah.
I had to change my settings to default.
Yeah, it's all good, dude. 2011 was when this came out, and then there were the Hammer comic books. There was a mummy comic called Palimpsest, and it was a piece of shit. It was horrible. And then Tom Mandrake, and I forget who the writer was, but there was a Captain KRONOS comic book, a new one, right? Not the one that was in the Hammer Halls of Horror. The magazine where you had these 10-page adaptations of like Hammer movies by John Bolton, actually.
Oh shit, Bolton, huh?
Yeah, you know who John Bolton is, right? Because a lot of people, for some reason, don't.
I've heard the name. Isn't it the guy that wrote from Heavy Metal?
Yes, he was also did a comic called Black Dragon, and he did a lot of covers and basically retired from doing comics to just do paintings of vampire women. And
sounds pretty dope.
These paintings go for like a ridiculous amount of money. And
that's what I want to do eventually.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was just like, you go, B. Oh, he did the art for the Monster Club. Welcome to the Monster Club. Right?
Yeah,
both the
done a bunch of stuff, right?
And also, like, remember the scene where you get the flashback to the ghouls? Like, when I was a kid, I was just like, that's fucking Bernie Wrightson. But it wasn't. It was actually John Bolton.
Shit. He's English too, right? He's British, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember him being in like the documentary with Mobius. I think could have swore
that would not surprise me.
Because there's like that real corny like documentary on YouTube with Morbius, about like Incal and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it was good. The old one, yeah. And then there's one about Steve Ditko that's really good, where Jonathan Ross meets up with Neil Gaiman, who's very much in the news right now. Oh yeah. Dude, I feel so fucking vindicated. Not because I've always disliked that guy's work, but because of all the women I've told, and ladies, if there's any of you watching, please don't trust male feminists.
Yeah.
Don't trust them. They're shady. They're shady as fuck. I'm telling you. They're just shady. I've never known a male feminist that wasn't fucking like shady like as fuck. Yeah. If you see like if you're at like a pro-choice event and you see a dude anywhere, run.
Yeah.
That's one guy you do not want to fucking. Yeah, no. Finding
He's there
out
for
that
his
like,
choice.
Damon's a piece of dog shit didn't surprise me. It really, really didn't. His nice guy routine was always just he sold that shit too hard, man. He sold that shit too hard.
Are you subscribed to that channel, Matt with like it's like Matt with 4 T's?
I don't think so. Maybe
The channel is basically spelled Matt with like, and it has 4 T's, and it's like a comic book kind of documentary channel. And he's got like 4 documentaries on like.
You turned me on to him. That's right. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
I was watching some of his shit right now. I've only watched like one of his videos, and then I started watching some more right now. They're pretty good. They got like millions of views.
To him. Yeah,
he's really good.
Since you mentioned him.
It's always good when you find a good like comic book channel, you know.
Oh, dude, for sure.
There's not that many, in my opinion. It's like
there really aren't, which is cool because then that leaves the place for maybe dudes like us to kind of step in and fill that void. I remember Preston saying, like, dude, you should do a thing on like specifically like indie comics, right? Like do like whole videos about Grimjack.
You should.
I should. Well, yep. I mean, look, I mean that's the thing. It's one of the reasons I decided to stream tonight is because massive announcement. All like 2 or 3 people who give a fuck. I'm not planning on doing the Sunday streams anymore. I'm not planning on doing like the movie of the week thing anymore. I'm giving that a rest because I need to fucking recalibrate and figure out how to work the fucking algorithm, the YouTubes. I gotta switch up my YouTube's game because I've got 765 subscribers, and then it's just like, well, I mean, we were talking about this before, but yeah, it's just like a Bud and Terrence video, Bud Spencer Terrence Hill video gets 57 views. A fucking Return of the Living Dead Part 3 video gets like 43 views. I'm like, that's some bullshit is what that is. So got to figure out how to switch that shit up. You know, there's a guy here who has this is another comic channel called let me drop the link for that, called Unwritten Shorts. Let me drop the link for that. Yeah, he has a really good series on Ferals. That's the comic book series by David Latham.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The guy who did Stray Bullets. So it's not the art's not by him. He also did a Punisher Daredevil versus Punisher limited series, which he wrote and illustrated, and that was the fucking shit. That's when Daredevil had taken over as like the crime boss. He'd taken over like the Kingpin spot.
Oh, nice.
Right? Just because like somebody had to be there or there would be like chaos and bloodshed.
Yeah.
And then the Punisher comes after him. And it's basically like 5 issues of them just fucking kicking the shit out of each other.
That sounds pretty righteous.
And the best thing, the Punisher is the old school 70s Punisher. No trench coat. No black trench coat. No fucking t-shirt. No fucking, pug nose, right? It's the dude with like the fucking hawk-like features with this like slightly wavy hair, right? With the little streaks of gray, right? Because the Punisher was always supposed to be kind of like an older cat, right?
Yeah.
Like that Punisher.
The crazy, the Bronson Punisher, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Bronson as in, because
Death
that
with
Punisher, the
Punisher.
original Punisher was so much more physical. And I'll tell younger people, and he was like the original Punisher was such a badass that he actually could go toe to toe with Daredevil and Captain America. The good dude could go toe to toe with Captain America. Like that's how much of a fucking badass he was. I'm talking about like physical combat. I'm talking no guns, right? Yeah. And he would be doing like backflips off of the battle van and shit. Yeah, he wouldn't just fucking jump down. He would just go right? He was like very Daredevil like. Oh shit, I lost Matt. Oh, I lost Matt. That's not cool. I'm sure my boy will be back though. But yeah, also wanted to show this off. 6-gun gorilla, as my boy Wenger would say. Yeah, a local artisan painted this for me, and she did an absolutely beautiful job. I paid her $50 for this. 50. And I think I got my money's worth. Yeah, this is somebody I met through the people at my LCS. And yeah, people, my LCS carries my book, and they're selling books, actually. And the guy who owns that place evidently is friends with Kevin Smith, and says that he showed it to Kevin Smith and that he wants to carry it at like Jay and Bob's Silent Stash or some shit like that. Well, hey man, anybody will take my book. Anybody will buy my book. Just got this in the mail. Oh yeah. Speaking of hammer. I said hammer. Had to get the Brides of Dracula Blu-ray. This is like the 2K. It's got the original poster art on that side, and then you can pop it out and use the new art. But hey, look, they're both cool. You can't lose there. Brides of Dracula is actually the second movie in the Hammer Dracula cycle. That is to say, it is actually the sequel to Dracula, or Horror of Dracula, as it's known here. That is to say, it hadn't occurred to them yet that Dracula could come back, right? Because before the Hammer movies, when Dracula was dead. He wasn't coming back for nothing. It was in the Hammer movies that he just became completely indestructible. Would always come back. The end of every movie, when he bit it, you were just like, yeah, that motherfucker is not staying dead for long. He'll be back. Like it's evil. He was like herpes. Hammer Dracula was like herpes. You wouldn't that dude was like luggage. You're never getting fucking rid of that shit. Never getting rid of him. But it hadn't occurred for them to resurrect him yet, so they brought in this actor David Peel, who's actually really, really good. And then there's this super hot French chick whose name I forget, and Peter Cushing, fucking badass. But probably the most badass and the most physical he is in any of the Hammer movies. But yeah, I think I'm gonna fucking sign off and watch this shit like right now, because also this has got some special features which were one of the real reasons I couldn't fucking pass this shit up. They've got a documentary on Oakley Court, which is a location that they used in a ton of the Hammer movies, and which is now currently a hotel. And when I'm feeling financially comfortable enough, feeling financially safe enough, I am going there and taking a little vacation and staying there. And they even have weddings there. How badass would that be? If I could find the right girl, I could go and we could get married at Oakley Court and have our honeymoon there. That would be fucking badass. But anyway, anybody that's still watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I actually do appreciate you. But yeah, smash that like button if it's not a problem. Smack the subscribe if it's not a problem. And I think instead of live streaming from now on, I'm going to do like a little bullshit live streams like this just because fuck it. But I think from now on, I'm going to put my focus into making videos and maybe releasing like a video every week. Probably about horror movies and comics. Most likely. Oh, yeah. And of course, got to give updates and shit like that. And everybody who backed 6-Gun Gorilla issues 9 and 10, don't worry, the new shit is on the way. Actually, I got to get on my colorist's ass because I've been waiting for some more damn colors, and he's dragging his feet. I got to crack that fucking whip, put my foot in his ass, beg him, plead him, please finish my pages. Let me get my book. Let me get my book out. Let me get my book out to the backers. God damn it. Yeah, and this is also being colored right now. This is the backup story by Jason Orpheus, which is about the Dandy, who is a character that I'm introducing to the Six Gun Gorilla universe. And I don't know if you're going to like him. I don't know that you're supposed to like him. But you're definitely going to find him entertaining. You're definitely going to find him interesting. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a good night. And yeah, Paul, I got to do something. If I put up a fucking Bud Spencer Terrence Hill video and it gets fucking like 53 fucking views, something fishy going on there. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, thank you, dude, so much for hanging out. Everybody for hanging out. And I wish you peace and love and a great evening or morning. Bye.